Hi, Libra. Okay. So, I wanted to talk about justice and death. And then I thought, I'll just do the Libra and the Scorpio reading and see what comes up. The cards are very cathartic. They get right to whatever is going on and they never pull any punches. So instead of me, which you can hear me talk in my podcast all day, let's just listen. I'll listen too. And let's see what the Spirit of Justice has to say. First card out, Nine of Swords. No, it has not been easy. Not for any of us, not for the concept of justice, and not for Libras. Astrologically speaking, things don't really get much better for a while. Both parties have to want to get better. Both parties have to try, and they have to know their role. You are keenly aware, Libra, of your role, what you're supposed to do, what you bring to the table. But that doesn't ever translate, does it, to what other people are supposed to do and them knowing what they should be doing. There is a bit of a risk involved in June going into July when it comes to you and an older person who is very charismatic. You may find yourself feeling like wanting something new, wanting a new paradigm, a new power structure, someone powerful to be on your side. By Leo season, that wish may just come true. Until then, if you are dealing with this fixed energy of Leo and Aquarius here, what I can tell you is that although you need them for power, if you're the only one trying, what's the point? The World, Nine of Cups, Ten of Cups. If both parties are trying, then it's easily solved. What I would do, Libra, if I were you, is I would work on yourself. I would work on yourself and make the duties within the relationship, the work atmosphere between you and the part of you that needs to get things done, between you and your kids, between you and your siblings, I would make the roles very clear. Here it is, know your role, play your part, and then play your part the best you can. That's really all anyone can ask of you now or ever. So you do that, and hopefully everyone else does the same, including the petulant Leo and Aquarius, and things work out fine. If this becomes about brute force, nobody wins, and Libra, certainly not you. If this becomes about brute force, all we're left with is risks and no rewards. Now, if you're going back and forth in your head about someone who just doesn't give you what you need, they don't treat you well, they expect from you things that you've never been comfortable with. I hate to be the one to say it, but you might have to learn a few new tricks. If your partner, if your boss, if your writing, if your whatever is driving you crazy right now, requires you to pick up some new skills, requires you to dabble in a world perhaps of conspiracy or a new language or whatever it is, go for it. Do it. Don't resist out of a sense of stubbornness. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Most of the time, you resist changes like that, or you resist anything where the impetus is someone. You resist the impetus when it's come from somebody else. When someone else has somehow told you, I would really like it if you did this, or if they've, outright demanded it. I want you to do this. Then Libra goes, wait a minute. Cardinal energy, I am the master of my fate. I am the one directing my movie. I don't need to do this just because you want me to do it. But if you, out of a sense of stubbornness and spite, do not listen to your partner, your business collaborator, your boss, your sibling, your child, if you become the petulant child, if you forget your role, maybe you do need to learn a few new tricks to play your role. You don't know. You don't know. But if you outright dismiss it because you don't need to be fixed in any way, justice is fine the way it is. Is this resonating? Then we have a lot to regret in July. Because there is only so much that can be protected if it refuses to evolve. You need now to acknowledge the pride as a wonderful source of strength, but also to acknowledge where it gets you stuck and gets you cut off from people and situations that you need and love. And then your pride doesn't let you go back on it. It's not worth it, Libra. You're much better off learning those few new things, dabbling in those few new worlds that the person you love, the person you work with, the person that you're related to really wants to have you learn so they can commiserate with you. That's what you have to understand. They're not trying to get you to do something just to do it. They're not trying or asking you to do whatever it is that they want right now in June because they want to exert their will on you. That's not what it is. They want to be able to commiserate. They are also looking at you going, isn't this part of your role? So although you should be the one enforcing the everyone play their role and we'll all make it out fine, you also need to be listening. That can be a little bit hard for you sometimes. But now in June, if you do so, you really save yourself a lot of hassle and a lot of pain and a lot of regret. And on the flip side, you gain so much peace of mind. You're looking forward to Leo season. You have this new power being attracted to you, be it a person, just personal power within you, the power of the movement, the power of everything that's going on in the world. You being the justice energy, you're inspired to want to change. You don't want to be stagnant anymore. And yes, sometimes does that cause a degree of confusion and regret and destruction? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And if we are afraid of that, then we'll never change. And if we don't change, nothing changes. And if nothing changes, it disintegrates. And we're not doing that, right? Good. Let's look at these cards. I love you. Please stay safe out there. You are all in my thoughts and my prayers all the time. We're doing a new podcast episode about all this tomorrow evening. I'll put the link for that below. I love you. Hi Libra, welcome to the second part of your reading. All right, so if you have been feeling everything really close to the chest, if you have had a lot of financial heartache, if you've had emotional heartache, if you're watching everything play out in the news, or if you're out there on the front lines yourself, because you are the connective tissue between us all, you are feeling everything. So it's important for you right now to remember your source of power, Queen of Swords. And also, you are the ones through this empathic overload, that come up with the new ideas, that get out there and say, you know, cardinal air, like, okay, so what do we do? What's the new thought process? How do we push this forward? What needs to be reformed in terms of the justice system, for example? That's all you guys. You guys really do thrive in that space where you're creating those new ideas and you're connecting people and ideas that generally people wouldn't bring together on their own. So no matter how you're feeling, first of all, understand and accept that that's how you're feeling. Accept that your empathy is in overdrive. And then from there, channel that into new ideas, into really reabsorbing your power back into yourself. Because right now you have a chance. You have a huge chance to bring some new people into your life, bring some new thoughts into your life, and very much it becomes about power. It becomes about new thoughts and power, new ideas, a new direction for yourself that is carved out of everything that's going on for you personally and what's going on globally. Let's not forget, we have a lunar eclipse today. We also have solar flares out of control. That's been going on for a couple of days already. It's already led to several earthquakes, and there's a couple of other things that are going to be happening. So you, first off, don't be hard on yourself. It's very, very important for you, Libra, right now to not beat yourself up for feeling this overload of feelings, for wanting to just hide, for wanting to cry, for wanting to, you know, just get under the covers and not let anyone see you. It's normal because you're feeling everything at once. And it is really true that Libra intensely wants everybody to get along. And so when stuff happens that is the complete opposite, you hurt. It pains you to see people in pain. It pains you to see people not getting along. It pains you to see cruelty. It pains you to see aggression, right? But in that, the Fool, Queen of Wands strength, in that is a huge opportunity for you. And that is to teach the rest of us how to think and feel the way you do. But first, you got to know what that is. So take the time you need. Take the rest you need. If there is an air sign in your life that has really been causing you a lot of problems, now is the time to get rid of them. In fact, no matter what sign they are, if they've been causing you problems, now is the time to get rid of them. It's enough. As far as the Leo energy goes, as the Aquarius energy goes, you have the choice. You can use it to make yourself more powerful and open up the world for yourself, or you can let it go. I would suggest that you use it for power. Strengthen yourself. Put your wishes out there, especially tonight. What do you want? A lot of times Libra ends up getting what they want only when they make it clear. So what is your very specific vision? What do you want? And what are you willing to do for it? And I don't mean do by, going out there and getting it. I mean, in terms of your relationships, especially your relationship with yourself. What are you willing to do? Are you willing to be kinder to yourself? Are you willing to be more bold and more vocal when it comes to other people? Are you willing to stand up to the Leos and the Aquarians in your life? Because you may have to. Regardless, it all starts to even out. You start to feel a lot better, a lot more settled within the family, within the parental unit, within the romantic situation, whichever version of this is troubling you. It starts to cool off by late June. However, as that tension cools off, there is a new thing that comes into your head. Are you being who you want to be? Or are you kind of sifting through the crumbs of what other people have left for you? Are you bolted into a life that you never wanted? Are you getting what you need? Sure, on the surface it looks great, but are you really getting what you need? Or are you existing within a structure, within a relationship, within a collaboration, only because you feel like you must. Those are the main questions of June working into July. And you know, the answer to some of those is going to be no. Yeah, it works and externally it looks great, but you know what? It's really not working for me. And it's constantly causing me pain. It's constantly causing confusion. It's constantly causing regret. And I'm getting sick of it. Because this is not who I am, especially if it has to do with an earth sign. Especially if it has to do with material security. How much is that material security really worth? How much? Does it matter if externally, Libra, maybe Libra, you're not the right person to ask this question, but does it matter if this is what you seem like on the outside, if this is the reality? Because this person just won't stop. I mean, this earth sign card has come up in every reading for like 3-4 years now. How much is it worth? How long does one sustain something on one's own imagination instead of the reality of how one is being treated? Now, Gemini season, it wants to know. And Cancer season, that's going to be even more hard. Because Gemini season, yeah, maybe it'll let you get away with a little bit here and there. The retrogrades are going on. You know, there's 1,000 excuses you can give yourself for why you don't have to do it right now. But what happens when Cancer season rolls around and it asks you the really big questions? How do you feel? Yeah, I know how it looks, Cancer will say, but how does it feel? And if these are your responses, well, it looks great. Thank you so much. You think Cancer is going to be satisfied with that? They won't. How do the Cancers in your life treat you? How do the Cancer risings in your life treat you? They don't settle for that because they know this is what's happening inside. And so we need now to address the real problems, what's really going on underneath. And underneath is not a word that Libra likes very much. And that's not a dig. That's not me trying to call you superficial. It's not. I don't think you're superficial at all. I think you spread yourselves too thin. I think you wish things were better than they were. But I also think when it comes down to it and change needs to happen and someone needs to take the wheel, you are more than capable of doing so. And I need you to do that for your own life right now. All right, let's get into this extended. If you would like a personal reading, a recorded one sent to your inbox, that's the Cameo link. If you would like a one-on-one video chat session, I think there's about 3 left that you can book, but they're later in July. That is a Chatalize link that's below as well. The Vimeo and the Instant Extended are the same extended. They're about 17 to 18 minutes long. One is sent straight to your inbox and the other you have to log on to Vimeo to view. However, both can be viewed over and over again. All right, Libra. I love you lots. These rings are still for sale. This one is coming out. This is going to be called The World. This will be out very soon. The High Priestess and the Empress are still available. I will link those below as well. Love you so much. Let's get into the extended right now.